Namo Aditava. Thanks so much for joining me for a daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The second mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, social injustice, stealing, and oppression, I vow to cultivate loving kindness and learn ways to work for the well-being of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I will practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in real need. I'm determined not to steal and not to possess anything that should belong to others. I will respect the property of others, but I will prevent others from profiting from human suffering or the suffering of other species on earth. For our Dharma lessons, we're reading Ajahn Munindo's book, Unexpected Freedom. Today we're continuing in a chapter called Contemplating Happiness, beginning a section on real refuge. This brings us to the last line of this stanza. Happiness arises from seeing beyond suffering. To be able to see through suffering is to have a refuge. To have such a refuge is like having a compass. If you're ever out on the ocean or in the wilderness and you have a compass, you can find your bearings. In that sense, a compass is very valuable. That's what I understand by refuge. It means skillfully inquiring into life and finding out what is really worthy. In the Pali language, the word for an enlightened being is arahant, which literally means one who is worthy. Such a person is worthy because they have understood what is truly worthwhile from the perspective of reality. In the practice of the Buddha Dhamma, one is gradually finding out what is really valuable in life, and thus one gains a true orientation. This orientation is synonymous with taking refuge in the Buddha. And remember what Buddha means. There is historical Buddha, of course, a human being who lived in India 2,500 years ago. For his humanity, teaching, and example, we are humbly grateful. But it wasn't his person that he left behind. The reality of the Buddha here and now, in which we can go for refuge, is a quality of mind that has the integrity and wisdom to see through the appearance of suffering, not by ignoring it, but by looking ever more fully and bravely at the reality of it. The Buddha said, if you want to see the Buddha, see the Dhamma. See the reality, see actuality. To come to see reality clearly, just as it is to realize that it is the most valuable refuge that we could have. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Namo Aditava Phat. Thanks so much for joining me today.